will help
It's
you
like
to
a zip
reduce the
zip
size of
file
the
kind of
file
thing.
or folder. Sorry.
It's like a zip file folders
Hmm.
like that.
Zip. Zip. Have you ever zip the files, Afifa?
Defragment also.
Okay. So you
No, sir,
can.
I am thinking no.
Okay.
I didn't
So
do that one.
okay, that's fine. Say for example, if this folder is there, now you want to zip this folder, you can just right click and you can see 7-zip and you can send it to archive. Okay, or compress or like okay, add to demo.zip. See, for example, the folder name is demo, right? So you can see demo.7z. Okay, or demo.zip or demo.rar. Okay, these kind of extensions will be there if you compress any folder. So the advantage with the compression is it will decrease the size, but nothing happened to your data. Okay, Sairam,
Okay.
1 minute. Let me give you the recording permissions to Sairam. Right. Okay, so the advantage with the compression is it is going to compress the backups. Okay, and the data won't be lost. Okay, the same data will be there, but the size of the file will be decreased. It will simply compress the file. Compress meaning, right? Compress means what it will do, it will simply compress it.
It's a small,
Yes, small
small
kind
like
of
that.
thing. It will try to create a small. So here we have a chance to compress our backups. Okay, in SQL Server will allow us to compress and not to compress the backups. If you compress the backup, what is the advantage? Main advantage
Size
is
will be, we
yes,
have more
size will
size.
be decreased. Not only small size and all. See, for example, if you if you compress this folder, what is the size of this folder? Imagine if you compress this folder, let me check the size of the folder. Imagine 3 MB. If you compress it, might be you can get up to 2.9 MB like that. You won't get much difference if you regularly do compression on the folders and all. Okay, but whereas in the SQL Server, okay, whereas in the SQL Server, if you compress it, you can save at least minimum to minimum 80% storage you can save. Okay, so for 1 TB, the backup file, if you don't compress for 1 GB, if you don't compress, the backup file also will be 1 GB only. If you compress it for 1 GB, you can take the backup file to 100 MB to 200 MB. Means how much of 200 MB in 1 GB? Almost 80%, right? But
Yes, sir.
data won't be lost. Okay, 1 GB, what is the data is there? In 200 MB file also same data will be there. Even a single record also you are not going to lose. Then which one you will choose? Compress or without compress or with compress? Usually
With compress.
with compress. Why? Because it is going to save the storage, first thing. Second thing is, okay, when compared to compress, I mean, like if you don't use compress option, okay, if you don't take the backups with compress, of course it has to write 1 GB file. So 1 GB file, writing 1 GB file will take more time, or 200 MB file will take more time.
1 GB is take more
1 GB
time.
will take more time, right? So you can save the money, you can save the storage, you can save the time. So these are the advantages with the compression. Okay, fine,
Okay,
clear?
sir. Sir, clear, sir.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so how to take a striped backups? Okay, you can use that query backup database name to disk is equal to backup database. Okay, database name Amazon to disk is equal to okay, Amazon underscore full underscore part1 dot bak comma disk is equal to. Okay, so like this, how many parts you want, that many disks you have to mention. Okay, here let me tell you one thing. Okay, you can save the backups to different location. Of course, the advantage with this compression is you can save the backups each part to different location. This part you can keep it in C drive, this part you can keep it in D drive or F drive, G drive, H drive, or in the same drive you can keep in different folders. As I don't have multiple folders, multiple drives, I am going to store in a single drive, but in different folders I am going to store it. Okay, let me create two folders here. Amazon part 1, Amazon backup part 1. Okay, and let me create one more folder like this. Control C, Control A, Control C, Control Shift N, Control V, part 2. Okay, so first part I'll take to this location. Second part backup I'll take to this location. Okay, fine. Right. So now let me include the path here. Take the location, Control C, go to your backups, Control V, okay, backslash. And here also Control V, change it to 2 backslash. Okay, so now I'm going to take the backups. Okay, backup database name to disk is equal to, this is the first location, part1.bak. Okay, comma, or else I guess don't need of comma. Let me check it. Yes, no, there is a comma. 1 minute. What is the query? Query backup database to disk is equal to file name.bak, comma, disk is equal to same, right? So no problem. Let me check. Okay, you should mention comma here, comma, and here comma not required. Last. Okay, fine. Okay, to disk is equal to file name.bak. This is first part and first location, and this is second location and second part. Okay, let me change it to part 2. Right? Part 1, part 2. Now, if you want 5 stripes, now I mentioned only 2 paths and 2 file names, right? So this is 2 stripes backup. If you want 5 stripes, again you have to mention, okay, like this you have to mention just comma, give comma, Control V, comma, Control V, comma, Control V. Okay, so you have to mention part 3, part 4, part 5, 3, 4, 5. And if you want to take to 5 different locations, either drives or folders, imagine this backup you will take to C drive, this backup you want to take to D drive, this backup you want to take to E drive, this backup you want to take to F drive, this backup you want to take to X drive. Okay, so you can mention like this. Now how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 stripes, right? While restoring also you have to give all these 5 stripes. If even one stripe is missing, okay, part 5 is missing, don't expect I can restore till part 4. It won't work. Okay, all 5 stripes should be there to restore the database. Fine. So this is how it will work. As of now, I have created only 2 locations, right? I'll take 2 stripes. Okay, let me delete the comma. Fine. So you can run the command like this. Cannot be operating system error. What is that?
C drive, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Okay, so in this way you can take the backup. Now you can see, okay, so this is your part 1 folder, Amazon part 1 backup. And if you go to part 2 location, this is part 2 folder, part 2 backup. Okay, so in this way you can take the striped backups. Okay, so and again the important point is, even if one stripe is missing, you cannot restore the database. Clear, guys? Fine. Okay, so that is all about the backups. So you have, I'm going to share this document with you today. Okay, we have mirror backup and all. Just go remaining all other backups we don't use in the organization, just for learning purpose. Just go through this document. If you want to practice it, there you can see command also, just practice it. Okay, in very simple words it was mentioned. Just go through it. If you don't have any issues, okay, then you can practice it. But in the organization no one will use 90%. Okay, no one will use. These are the backups. What and all backups we have discussed, only those backups we are going to use. Full, differential, log, copy only, full backup, tail log backup, striped backups. Okay, right, fine. So let me jump into the restores. So before jump into the restore, we have to discuss about these 2 topics: types of recovery and recovery model, recovery states. Very important. Okay, types of recovery or recovery types. Recovery types, recovery models, and recovery states. You may expect same, okay, for all these three, but recovery types are different, recovery models are different, and recovery states are completely different. There is no similarity between these three. Okay, these three are completely different. So let me go with the recovery types. Recovery types. Recovery means what? What is meant by recovery? Forget about the database equals around all. Usually, what is the meaning of recovery?
If you lost
To restore the
something,
last database.
if you are getting to or trying to get,
Simply recovery means recovering from a
Take into the
situation.
previous state.
Yes, recovering from a situation is called recovery, right? Either a loss or something. If anything, like imagine if an accident occurs, okay, something happened. So he is going to recover, right? He is going to recover. Might be it may take 1 day, 2 days, depends upon the accident severity. It may take time to recover. Okay. In the same way, you have to apply same concept to the databases also, right? So how your database is going to be recovered? In what scenarios your database will be recovered? There are two scenarios the databases will be recovered. What are those two scenarios? One is restart recovery. Okay, first one is restart recovery, and second one is restore recovery. Okay, first one is restart recovery, second one is restore recovery. So whenever you restart your SQL server, or if you take the database offline and again bring it online, in these two scenarios, usually your database will undergo for restart recovery phase. There are some phases in the recovery. Restart recovery phase means if you restart your SQL server, immediately database won't come online. Okay, once you restart your SQL server, your master database will check whether all the databases are looking good or not. How it will check? Your master database will automatically run DBCC check DB on each database, and then if everything looks good, then only the database will comes to online. So for all this process, it will take some time, right? That phase is called restart recovery, or restart recovery only. That phase is called. So in what scenarios usually restart recovery will occurs? When you restart the SQL server, restart recovery phase will occurs. And when you put the database offline, and again if you bring it back to online, in that scenario also restart recovery occurs. Simply in these two scenarios, your database engine will check whether the database is healthy or not by running DBCC check DB on the database. That phase is called recovery phase. Okay, we have two types of recovery phases, or recovery states types, sorry, recovery types. Okay, so restart recovery, when it will happen, if you restart your SQL server, or if you bring the database online, or else like if you take the database offline and bring it back to online, offline and online. Okay, in that scenario also, once the database is online or ready to online, it won't come to online. It will do some checks whether my database is correct or not, whether my database does have any errors or not. Okay, it will thoroughly check whether your database is healthy or not. Your SQL Server database engine will check. That process is called, okay, a recovery process. So there are two types. One is a restart recovery. If you restart your SQL server, or if you just keep your database offline and bring it back to online, in these two scenarios, your restart recovery will run. Okay, right. So the other scenario is restore recovery. 1 minute, please.
Database is corrupted or migration process.
Then also, see, I'll tell you migrations and related and all, I'll tell you. Okay. Fine. So that is your restart recovery, right? So restore recovery means whenever you're restoring the database, once restoration is completed, while restoring the database, okay? Whenever you're restoring the database, once complete restoration is done, then then also your database engine will check whether the database which you have restored recently is healthy or not. Okay, so that is called restore recovery. Restart recovery means whenever you restart your SQL server and you restart your database. Restarting database means what? Putting online and bring it back to, sorry, putting offline and bring it back to online. This is called restarting a database. There is no concept of restarting database for SQL DBS. Okay, fine. So restarting database means you have to keep your database offline and again bring it back to online. That is called restarting the database. So in these two scenarios, usually restart recovery will be done. And restore recovery means whenever you restore the database. Okay, whenever you restore the database. So after restoration is completed, it will check whether everything restored successfully or not. It will check whether the restored database is healthy or not. Once these checks are completed, then the database will come to online. That process is called restore recovery. So whenever you restore the database, don't think immediately database will come to online. If it is a big database, you can see the difference. Okay, the database restoration will be completed in 1 hour. After restoration is completed, again it will run some checks whether this database is healthy or not. Okay, it may take 5 minutes, 10 minutes to come to online. Okay, so exactly it is in what stage after restoration? It is in restore recovery stage or restore recovery phase. Clear, guys? Fine, everyone? Right, you have to understand what will happen once the database come to online. That's it. Okay, fine. So the next concept is recovery models. Okay, so what are the recovery models we have? What is meant by recovery model? Okay, recovery model means controlling the behavior of the log file. What is the normal behavior of the log file? Can anyone tell me? What is the actual behavior of the log file? What is the actual, what log file will do, guys? Tell me.
In log file,
Transactions are,
Right.
it will store.
transaction will be it's committed or not.
Yes, log file will be saved till the transaction is going to be commit completely. Once the transaction is committed, the transaction will be truncated from the log file, right? So log file is going to act as a temporary storage for the database. It will store all the transactions that are coming from the application. Okay, once the log file transactions are there in the log file, once if any transaction is committed, then the data will move from log file to data file permanently. Okay, once the data is completely written to the disk or data file, the same transaction will be truncated automatically, right? Fine. So that is the normal behavior of the log file. Any transaction, but it has first it has to come through log file only. So log file is a temporary storage area. Until the data is moved to the data file, log file will maintain all the transactions. Clear? This is clear, right? So recovery model is nothing but controlling that behavior. Controlling that behavior is called recovery model. What is the behavior? Writing each and everything to the log file is the normal behavior of the log file. Writing each and everything, each and every transaction and details about those transactions, writing all these details in the log file is a normal behavior of the log file. That behavior you are going to change it. Okay, how can you change? There are 3 recovery models. One is full recovery model, second one is bulk logged recovery model,
Simple recovery model.
and third one is simple recovery model. Okay, if your database is in full recovery model, whatever we have discussed, everything will be possible. Each and every transaction, your log file will be maintained. In your log file, each and every transaction will be maintained. Committed data will be moved to the disk or data file permanently. Once the committed transactions are moved to the data file permanently, those committed transactions are going to be truncated automatically. Remember, this is the important word. Truncated automatically. Okay, all the committed transactions will be committed transactions will be truncated automatically in the full recovery model database. Okay, truncated means what? Truncate means what? It is going to be deleted, right? Truncate means what?
Yes.
Delete, right? So once the data is completely written to the disk, then what is the use of the transaction for us? You have to maintain some space for upcoming transactions, right? If you keep storing all the transactions like a data file, what is the difference between data file and log file then? Storing the data permanently is a duty of the log data file. Sorry, storing the data permanently is the duty of the data file. Until the data is going to return to the data file, it will keep. Why? Because imagine you are running 1 lakh transactions. All 1 lakh transactions, it cannot write at a time, right? All the 1 lakh transactions, it cannot write to the disk at a time. You're copying a movie from pen drive to your local computer. You're copying one movie. How much time it will take? Imagine it is a big movie. It may take 15 minutes to 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Okay, imagine it is taking 30 minutes to copy the movie. Or else simply you're copying your phone data to the computer. Imagine while copying the phone data to the computer, it may take, okay, 15 minutes to 20 minutes or 30 minutes if you have a lot of data. So it cannot copy all the data, all the 5 GB or 10 GB data from your phone to disk at a time, right? It's not a flash. Simply take the flash of the disk and just copying it in the disk. It may take some time, 15 minutes to 20 minutes or 30 minutes. In the same way, if you are running lakhs of transactions, 1 lakh transactions, 2 lakh transactions on the database, it cannot copy all the transactions at a time to the data file. Slowly it is going to return to the disk, but until then it has to keep somewhere, right? Temporarily it has to maintain in some location, right? That location is called log file. Till the data is going to return to the disk, the transactions will be maintained in the data file. Once you copied the data from your phone to local laptop, what you will do? You will clear your phone, right? Why? Because why you are copying, lot of data will be there in our phone. Okay, so if you keep on saving the all data, you won't find enough free space for the upcoming WhatsApp messages, videos. You cannot find space to take any video or photos and all. What you will do? You will simply cut paste your data from phone to the laptop so that it will create some free space in the phone, right? In the same way, data file will help you to store the data permanently. But to write to the data file, it will take some time, right? Imagine it is taking 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 20 minutes. During this 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, imagine if the server is restarted or power gone or something happened to the database. Okay. So there is no guarantee to your data, right? To avoid these kind of situations, Microsoft introduced this log file. So log file is nothing but it's a temporary storage area. Until the data is going to be moved to the data file permanently, it will store it in the log file. Once the data moved to the data file permanently, it will truncate, means it will erase from your log file. Why? Because to welcome the upcoming transactions, it has to create free space, right? So in full recovery model, everything whatever we have discussed till now about the log file, okay, will be possible, and the log file will be truncated automatically. In the full recovery model, in a regular intervals, the log file will be truncated. The log file won't be truncated automatically. Okay, committed transactions will be moved to the particular data file. Okay, committed transactions will be moved to the particular data file, but the log file won't be truncated. I'm sorry. In this log file won't be truncated automatically. It will be there. Log transactions and all will be there in the full recovery model. But we have to truncate it manually. Okay, committed transactions will be truncated manually. Until then, it will be there in the full log file only. You have to truncate it manually. Right? Clear, guys? Fine. So full recovery model, everything will be stored. So you can take the log backups and all. You can take all the backups in the full recovery model. In the full recovery model, you can take all type of backups, full backup, differential backup, log backup, whatever backups we have discussed, you can take all type of backups. Okay. Then what is meant by bulk logged recovery model? So bulk logged recovery model, usually the name itself is saying bulk logged recovery model. In the full recovery model, it will write each and everything about all the transaction. Okay, in the full recovery model, in the log file, your SQL server will write each and every transaction information in the log file. So that's why in the full recovery model, the log file growth is huge. Why? Because in the full recovery model, it will write each and everything in the log file. I told you, right, for one transaction, it will write almost all 108 properties, when it came, on what database it is going to run, on what table it is going to run. Okay, all the details will be stored in the full recovery model. Okay, if your database is in full recovery model, all the details will be stored for each transaction. All the details will be stored in the log file. Okay, in the bulk logged recovery model also, it will work same as full recovery model. Bulk logged recovery model also, it will work same as full recovery model. But what is the difference between bulk logged and full? Okay, so if there are no bulk operations, it will work same as full recovery model database. If there are bulk operations, all bulk operations are minimally logged. If there are bulk operations, all bulk operations are minimally logged. What is meant by minimally logged? Minimally logged means, here remember guys, okay, very important point is here, everything will be logged. Complete details of each transaction will be logged. So as you have all the commands, database details, table details, date and timestamp. So now you can do, if something happened, you can do redo, undo here. Okay, if something happened to the database, you can do redo and undo. Not you, SQL Server itself will do redo and undo. Okay, SQL Server itself will do redo process. Means if something happened again, it is going to redo the same transactions. If it wants to cancel the transaction, it is going to cancel the transactions and all in the full recovery model. If it has to do redo and undo, all the transactions and their details should be there. Bulk logged recovery model, it will work same as full recovery model when if there are no bulk operations in the log file. If bulk operations are there, bulk means what? Millions of transactions, lakhs of transactions. You can consider it a bulk operation. If bulk operations are there, means at a time you are inserting 10 lakh records. At a time you are inserting 10 lakh records. If you choose full recovery model, the log file growth will become very high and you don't find free space. The log file will grow and you don't find free space. So ultimately the database will go to suspect state. If you choose for that operation, if you choose bulk logged recovery model, as you know, those are bulk operations. If bulk operations are there, it will be minimally logged. Minimally logged means what? It will only save the basic details of the transaction. Save basic details of the transaction. Okay. If it saves only basic details of the transaction, what is the problem? It cannot go for redo and undo. First thing is it cannot go for redo and undo. And in the full recovery model, you will have all the backups, right? If you have all the backups, you can achieve point in time recovery, right? Just 1 minute, guys. Okay, just 1 minute. I'll be back. right? So in full recovery model, the very important thing you have to remember is you can take all the backups. So if you have all the backups, point in time recovery is possible. How can we achieve point in time recovery? With the help of full differential, okay, log backups, tail log backups, only you can achieve point in time recovery, right? So in full recovery model, all the backups are possible. So you can achieve point in time recovery. So now tell me, in bulk logged recovery model, can I achieve point in time recovery or not? Come on, quick, we don't have time. In bulk logged recovery model, can we achieve point in time recovery or not?
Yes,
May
sir.
possible or may not possible.
Yeah. So the answer is, okay, yes, it may possible, it may not possible. When it will be possible, if there are no
When
bulk operations, I told you, right, it will act as a full recovery model, right? If there are no bulk operations in the database, it will act as a full recovery model database. So in the full recovery model database, point in time recovery is possible. Okay. So if there are bulk operations, all bulk operations are minimally logged, right? So if bulk operations are minimally logged, you cannot take the log backups. If you cannot take the log backups, point in time recovery is not possible. Okay, so the answer should be, if anyone, why? Because no one will ask you full recovery model and simple recovery model. They will confuse you. Okay, they will confuse with the help of bulk logged recovery model. In the bulk logged recovery model, it will act as a full recovery model if there are no bulk operations in the database. If there are bulk operations, it will act as a bulk logged recovery model. All the bulk operations are minimally logged. Okay, if it is minimally logged, what is the problem? It won't save more details. If it is fully logged, fully means completely logged, it will save all the details. You will have database name, table name, date and timestamp, command, query. Everything will be stored in the fully logged, but in the minimally logged, everything won't be stored. If everything won't be stored, what is the problem? You cannot achieve the point in time recovery. So in the bulk logged recovery model, yes, point in time recovery is possible if there are no bulk operations. No, point in time recovery is not possible if there are some bulk operations. Why? Because all bulk operations are minimally logged. If the bulk operations are minimally logged, you cannot recover it. Okay, if you cannot recover, point in time recovery is not possible. Okay, right? So in simple recovery model, what is this simple recovery model? It will also behave like a full recovery model. Your simple recovery model will also behave like a full recovery model. In the full recovery model, log file won't be truncated automatically, whereas in the simple recovery model, log file will be truncated automatically. In the regular intervals. Okay. So in the simple recovery model, what is the main point for the simple recovery model? The log file will be truncated automatically. Nothing will be saved in the log file. It will log each and everything, but it won't save anything. Whereas in the full recovery model, until you truncate the log file, it won't truncate. But whereas in the simple recovery model, it will truncate automatically. So if the log file is going to be truncated, truncate means what? Delete. It is going to be deleted. All the transactions will be deleted automatically. Deleted means committed transactions only. So if it is deleted automatically, what is the problem? You cannot take the log backups. Okay, you cannot take the log backups. Why? Because if nothing is there in the log file, what you can take the log backup and all? You cannot take the log backup. So what is the problem here? If log backups are not possible, point in time recovery is also not possible. Yeah, the meeting is going to end. Let me reopen the meeting again.